Hey
What's up,
guys.
everybody? Good morning.
Good
Morning,
morning.
guys.
Merry Christmas, Happy New Year's, all that good stuff. Everybody, have a good Christmas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, did you get everything you wanted?
Yeah.
I was hearing an echo.
Like Mike is thinking, what did I get?
No, I was hearing an echo in my head for a second. Maybe it was in my head. Maybe it
Echoing in
wasn't
your
in my
head?
headset. Yeah, I was hearing an echo. Yeah, maybe it was all just in
God.
my head.
Let's not start
But
that again.
no,
What's
no.
up? What's up, Toxin? Good morning,
Hey,
bro.
Yeah,
Ralphie.
good morning.
MJ87.
There we go.
All right, we got MJ87. Finally got Matt out of bed early.
There we go.
It's only 10 o'clock, Matt. About time. So, is everybody ready for New Year's this weekend? What's the plan? Big parties going on or anything like that?
Nothing so amazing.
No,
It's odd.
nothing that exciting. I know when you get older, it's not really. It's it's better to just sometimes just to sit at home, relax, chill on the couch.
You know, I was actually thinking. I was gonna say, Mike, are you gonna do one of your NES live streams where you sit there and play through an NES game for New Year's Eve? Or
I
something
thought
like
about something like that. I don't know if I'm gonna. I don't know. I might actually. I am having some people come over and Hot Rangus, my buddy, who's one of the guys that helps me with the live streams. He will be here, so it could be maybe a spur of the moment.
No, that would be a cool idea to tie in with Nostalgia Power if you played through the NES Back to the Future.
Well,
Those days are done, Biggie.
that's torture, Zod. That game is.
It is, yes, it's torture. It's one of LJN's worst,
One of their finest, right?
almost as bad as Back to the Future 2 and 3 for the NES.
Ooh. Yeah, well, in a little bit, we're going to get into some of these games. I don't know,
Is there
if
any
a lot
Back
of people
to
in
the
the
Future
chat.
games that are good?
Super
There
Back to
is.
the Future 2 for the
Which
Super
we
Nintendo.
never got to play
Different.
as kids. We never would have had over here. And
Yes.
there's a newer one that was released a few, maybe, geez, it might be 10 years ago now. From
You're talking about the Telltale game, which
Yes,
is basically, which is essentially Back to the Future Part 4.
right, and we're gonna check that out a little bit
And it's
for those that have never
game.
seen it. Oh,
It's a
very much. Yeah,
fantastic
it was
game.
great.
Yeah,
we'll
I
get
had
into
gotten
that
it
too.
I had gotten it on PC, and then I'd gotten it when they remastered it with Thomas F. Wilson, who plays Biff, who does the voice of Biff. They actually brought him back to do Biff because he wasn't Biff first when the game was originally released, and then they brought him back to play Biff again. So that worked out great.
Yeah, that makes it even
What's
better.
up, Bobby Vu? We got Bobby in the chat. What's up to die for?
Bobby.
He's really
Ralphie,
killing it with the
good
Bobby
morning.
Sarah with all the various things he's doing, man.
Yeah, I mean, all the West Coast guys are up.
They
Biggie's
are.
up. Bobby, Garage Gamer.
Ralphie.
Saturday morning.
That's early.
Yeah, I know. Good. Yeah, that was the whole point, right? Give everybody a reason to crawl out of bed at 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock on Saturday morning.
Yes, ungodly hour.
I know. My alarm starts going off at like 8 o'clock just to make sure I'm up, and half the time I'm still sleeping. So I put a poll up there. Which is the best Back to the Future movie? I mean,
Did you guys vote
there's
on
not
it?
a bad one in the bunch.
No.
As of right now, which I'm kind of surprised a little bit. Back to the Future 1 is off to a commanding lead right now.
Well, I mean, it's just so iconic. Back to the Future 1
right.
is probably my favorite movie of all time. Like, I mean, it's such
Back
a
to the
great
Future
movie.
1. Oh, really?
Yeah,
It's up there. It's up there for me.
Yes. And maybe someday we'll get that alternative version of Back to the Future at some point in the future.
I know, but would we really want to watch it? Like, if it's not Michael J. Fox?
Well, I would say this. I would say this. It definitely, if you know anything about the history, it definitely has a different tone. So if they were to,
so it's a darker tone, is what
yeah. So if they were to put it out, they could almost, I see it as like a money-making opportunity where they could almost release it as like a separate time and have it really,
Yeah, I guess with time travel, you can kind of
you could really do that, and yeah. So they could, and I think that would be the closest thing we would ever get to another official Back to the Future release of some sort,
Well, have you guys seen the Back to the Future 4 trailer that was floating around?
Oh, absolutely.
I want to play it. Do you think?
Have you heard the music from Back to the Future, the musical?
Yeah. Is there any music in it?
No,
Let's
I don't
play it
think
without
any.
We should be okay. Let's play it. Let's watch it. Let's take a chance. You want to get
that?
Was
John Williams, right? Was he the?
No, it was Alan Silvestri that did the original music, but
yeah, I don't think there's anything like that in it. So
it is fan made.
Yes, this is fan made. Give me a second.
Great Scott! This isn't over, Marty. There's one more adventure waiting for us.
If time travel were possible, what would you do? What would you change? What if
we're the same age? That's impossible.
It's so cool here.
Time is our ally, Doc, but also our enemy. We must make the right choice.
I have to save you, Dad.
Yesterday would have been a good time to start.
Whoa, this is heavy. Oh, God. There's flying cars here. I knew it.
Time travel. Crazy.
That's crazy.
So what do you guys think of that?
Yeah.
Like, that was pretty good. Like, very convincing.
Yeah, for a teaser, fan-made teaser.
Yeah. I mean, there's 4.1 million views on that video that was uploaded 2 weeks ago.
That's because Back to the Future is such
a and you read through half the comments, and a lot of people believe that that's a real thing. Uh-oh. I just saw Jesse. Are you there? He said he was having technical difficulties. He can't hear us. Everybody else can hear everything okay, right?
I can hear you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I don't know. That was a pretty good. Like, where did they get the? Does anybody know where the Michael J. Fox clips came from? Like, what was that? Like, where did that come from?
I mean,
like
that wasn't that. What was that comedy horror movie he was in? Was it shots from that? Do you think? Creepers or what was that?
I don't know. He was talking about time travel and all this stuff. He said Great Scott. I was like, geez, where did they find this from?
Or they could have maybe used, AI clips to make it.
Sorry about that, guys.
Okay.
There you go.
I don't know what happened. I lost all hearing.
Oh, that's a good point, Zod. I guess you would be the guy who would know better than anybody about the mastery of the AI.
Well, I just figured that's how they were able to get some of those, some of that dialogue, where, you're like, Michael J. Fox is literally asking about time travel, literally like the scene felt real, Yeah.
Well, guys,
plus the shots of the dock, that was pretty legit.
Yeah,
I forgot.
Hey, Zohar,
we were able to get super chats now. Console fanboy, thank you very, very much. The first ever super chat.
Man, I didn't.
Give me a hell yeah!
Congratulations, Mike. You hit 500.
Yes, thank you. Yeah, because Console Fanboy was streaming last night, and I hopped in. And he was kicking everybody's ass at Mortal Kombat, and I wasn't about to get involved in any of
Which
that.
definitely is not. Which definitely is not a surprise. I mean,
No.
Zohar definitely has.
There were some good people that he was playing, and I'm like, that's out of my league right there. I'm not even gonna waste his time. So what do you say? Back to the Future 2, the best movie ever made. Yeah, I remember that was his.
That's Zohar's movie.
Yep, and I can't. I mean, it's a good one. I think that's what I voted for. Honestly, I think for me it just gets the nod a little bit over the original, but not saying that it's a bad movie, any one of them, because I'll watch any. Even 3, I think, is a really, really good movie.
I'd rather watch 2 or 1 than 3, though.
So would I. Yeah, absolutely. Me too. And I didn't know this for the longest time. So his dad, George McFly, was played by Crispin Glover. He wasn't in any of the other 2 movies.
No,
did you know that? Like there was
a whole legal thing.
It was a whole legal thing, and there was a lot of controversy. Crispin Glover was actually mad that they used footage of him from the original Back to the Future.
Yeah,
when Back to the Future 2, when they when the scenes at the high school,
whenever he punched Biff, and it wasn't it like back in 1955.
And the guy, and there was a reason why the guy that they used to play him, was in that goofy upside down position and stuff. They were trying.
So the older guy,
so that you wouldn't notice that it actually wasn't Crispin Glover. They deliberately tried to pass it off as being Crispin Glover.
Yes,
I'm still waiting for that Pizza Hut pizza that comes
inside. I
know. And with those
little mini one,
the hydrator where you can put the pizza. Oh
yeah, and those Pepsi glass. Like, where are those things?
I know.
You know what? Going back to
glasses.
Going back to that, I didn't know when I had seen way back in the day when I seen it in the movies. I didn't realize that there was 2 Jennifers.
Yeah, that was another point I wanted to make too.
Who was the actress from that clip we just saw? Was that either one of them?
That was the Jennifer from Back to the Future 2 and 3, I think.
It was Elizabeth Shue, and what was the other one?
And Claudia Wells. Claudia Wells was the first.
I don't know their name.
Was the first one, and there was actually another actress, and I can't remember her name, but there was actually another actress who was cast as Jennifer, where they shot footage with her with the previous person who played Marty McFly, and
you can't say his name.
They couldn't use her because she ended up being taller than Michael J. Fox. So that's when they brought in Claudia Wells.
Is that why they recasted the character? Because she was taller than Michael J. Fox?
No. Claudia Wells left acting, had something that happened, and she had to leave acting. So that's why Elizabeth Shue came in for Back to the Future 2 and 3.
I'm looking at.
Wasn't Elizabeth Shue the first one?
No.
Claudia
Wells was the first one. Oh. Elizabeth Shue was the replacement.
One of them had to leave because her mother died, right? Her mother passed away.
Claudia Wells, she left because of that. Yeah, and then the first girl who was supposed to. There were 3 Jennifers. The first one was I can't remember her name, but she was taller, and so they had to recast because she was too tall for Michael J. Fox.
Yeah, I remember when I first seen it in the movies, and then I seen the second one. I knew there was something different about Jennifer, but I just couldn't put my finger on it. I was like, did she get a different hairstyle or something?
Different actress, Jesse.
Yeah, I know, but I didn't catch it, Not then.
Same thing. Something different here.
Yeah, I was like,
I'm one of those, man. I personally prefer Claudia Wells. I liked the first Back to the Future Jennifer better. I really did. And I was glad when they brought her back for Back to the Future, the Telltale video game. I was glad that they brought her back.
One of them was in Karate Kid too, right? Wasn't she the girlfriend? The second Jennifer?
I want to say, yes,
right? Yes.
She played Allie in the Karate Kid. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so there's something else. Do you guys remember they made a cartoon show in the 90s based on Back to the Future.
Ah, yes.
I don't know if you guys, any of you, I remember watching this when it was on TV.
Primarily around Doc and Clara and the kids.
Yeah, that's kind of what it was based on. And I just learned this. Dan Castanella, the voice actor for Homer Simpson, played Doc Brown.
Yeah.
Which I didn't know
they
that
got
either. Now,
did you know they got
Lloyd,
the guy that they got for the Telltale game to voice Marty McFly? He had like got discovered because he was doing Michael J. Fox impressions to his friends, and he did it on a YouTube video or something, and they saw the YouTube video, and that's when they auditioned him to actually voice Michael J. Fox.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's fascinating how that all came together.
I didn't know that. I thought it was Michael J. Fox. He sounds just like him. Like it's scary how well of a impersonation he can do. So
yeah.
We bring up this the cartoon show.
Back to the Future. Your favorite characters from the enormously successful feature films and the hilarious animated series are back on video cassette in 6 brand new heart-pounding adventures available on 3 video cassettes.
It's no joke!
Captain Gigawatts! Captain Emmett L. Brown here, stranded somewhere in the Caribbean, searching for Jamaica.
There's St. Louis Blues and Mac the Black.
In the name of King Charles II of Spain, I place you under arrest.
Solar Sailors in Brave Lord and the Demon Monstrous.
In reality land, my mini muscles are so very much pumped up.
Retire and Family Vacation.
Emmett, where are we?
England, 1367.
These time-hopping cartoons are filled with adventure.
After them!
So fire up the DeLorean. Hold on to your flux capacitors. Enjoy Marty McFly, Doc Brown, and all their friends in more exciting new episodes of the animated series that has won the hearts of millions. Back to the Future. It's here today and available on video cassette. And don't miss out on the first 6 cassettes in this series. Collect them all. Available wherever video cassettes are sold.
I did
I
not
just
know
saw
that
that toy
existed.
line at Target. They do have the cartoon toy line at that collectible area.
No way. So Jesse, you never knew that existed. Yeah, there's like live action segments a little bit, I think, when the show starts and when it ends
with Christopher Lloyd. Yeah.
But he doesn't play Doc's voice in the show. And I don't think any of the original voice actors.
What years did that run?
Oh boy, I want to say maybe 92, 93. Maybe, yeah. It was right after Back to the Future 3.
Yeah, I've never seen that.
The fact that part 2 and 3 are almost tied was making me sick.
We need more votes for 2.
Yeah. That's right. They had the original ride at Universal Studios.
Yeah, did anyone besides me go on that?
No.
I went on it in virtual reality.
Yeah, you could do it in VR. Right. I did it in VR. Does that count?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess
And
now
that's what it is. It's a virtual reality ride.
You can go through the whole experience, and it's
because it's about Biff stealing the DeLorean, right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
You go back to
trying to get it back.
dinosaurs, and
yeah,
he's really a nice guy in real life. I've seen stuff on him. He's complete opposite of what we saw in Back to the Future.
Oh, absolutely.
He's a great guy. He's a jerk in that ride. Oh my gosh.
Oh, I know. Yeah, he's one of those guys you just want to hit. And I wonder if he ever caught flack in real life, just because people associate him with being Biff.
Well, there was some controversy when Back to the Future was filming with the first Marty McFly and Biff, Thomas F. Wilson having some heat between them, and not really getting along on set.
I mean, they did the whole movie, didn't they? I'm looking at shots here of every scene.
Yeah, they did. They'll say, see, the creators of Back to the Future, Bob Gale, and Robert Zemeckis will tell you that they didn't film the movie the whole entire movie, but it's been it's been revealed by everybody pretty much, from people that were in the crew who worked on the film, that they did shoot the entire film with the other actor before they brought on Michael J. Fox. So they basically had to reshoot the entire movie.
And they're doing
They're
doing Family Ties at the same time, so that most of this movie was filmed in the middle of the night.
Right.
Yeah.
And the whole point was because they wanted Michael J. Fox from the beginning. That's who they wanted, but because of Family Ties that he almost didn't get the role, because the people who were running Family Ties at the time didn't want to let Michael J. Fox out so that he could do Back to the Future. They wanted to keep him tied up with that TV show because it was so popular.
Is it true that the DeLorean wasn't supposed to be the time machine at first?
At first, it was a
refrigerator or something.
Yeah, it was a refrigerator.
It was a refrigerator, and it was supposed to take place. And it was supposed to take place in the desert. There was supposed to be
something like that.
It was a really bizarre. The original script is really bizarre, and you have Marty McFly in high school selling bootleg VHS copies of movies to people to make money. He's like a video pirate, and there's all kinds of like.
How are they gonna do the refrigerator? With two people gonna stuff themselves in the refrigerator?
Like, they knew.
Come on, Marty, get in.
They knew they couldn't do it. It didn't work.
I don't know, Doc.
You should read that. You should read that script. It's really bizarre. Like it's like, wow.
So you could find the script.
The script is online. Yes.
Wow.
This is a little closer than I want it to be, Doc.
Yeah. Exactly. Come on, Marty. There's nothing weird about it.
No, get in.
Morning, Stock Jock.
Ignore the rotten milk in the eggnog. It's only been in there for eons.
Yeah, I imagine that idea didn't make it any further than that, and then they started thinking about it logically. They're like, okay,
the first draft. It was a very, very early draft. It might have even been the first draft of the script. I think it is. I think all the drafts of Back to the Future, all the scripts are online. You could go through them and see the evolution of how they eventually got to where they got.
I mean,
did you hear about the musical?
Look cool again.
Did you guys hear about the musical? Have you?
No.
Back to the Future.
Oh
the
my
musical?
God! Come on.
Yeah, that's a whole full musical. There's an actual audio version where they did William Shakespeare's Back to the Future, and they did it in Shakespearean language. They did the whole story with the movie in Shakespearean language. It's really a trip.
I cannot stand musicals. I hate musicals.
I
hate them with a passion.
I mean, this kind of piques my interest a little bit. I'm just curious.
Guys, I saw the Spider-Man musical at Universal Studios, and I gotta tell you, it was great. It was awesome. Zod, if you're still in the chat, did you see that? They had it in California.
Oh my God! Wow.
Back to the Future on ice. Yeah, that'd be funny. I'd rather see that than the musical. Put the big spiked snow tires on the DeLorean. There's a Rocky the musical.
Oh my God!
Why not? Right?
Oh God! My wife loves musicals. I just can't do it.
Yeah.
It becomes goofy.
Yeah, it does.
Who sings throughout half their life? I mean, it's just
nobody.
Stupid. It's just stupid.
If you had a time machine DeLorean, what time would you go to? That's a good question. Oh man. And would we be honorable people, or would we be pulling out the first copy of Gray Sports Almanac and immediately resetting ourselves for success? That would be tempting not to do.
Well, if the scientific theory of quantum immortality is true, it doesn't matter what we do, because we're going to eventually live it all anyway. So
you're saying we couldn't possibly disrupt time that bad?
No, because like the theory for quantum immortality is if you die, what happens is you just wake up in another timeline where you didn't die and you just continue living your life. That's quantum, and that theory kind of tries to get pushed along the idea that you just keep doing that over and over and over again.
How existence is.
Like a video game. You just keep essentially respawning.
I mean, that would be something. Yeah, I don't know. Getting the opportunity to go back in time. Because I didn't create this time machine for financial gain, But
and I mean, and scientists, and there is a new theory that just came out recently. Well, not even a new theory, but it's actually been proven that time travel is actually possible.
Yeah,
we just don't have the ability to do it right now, but it is possible to go back.
And I'm not going to pretend like I even understand how it could be possible. I know, doesn't it involve like wormholes and things like that, and going faster than the speed of light, and
yeah, but there's
something that.
They did some. I don't remember the exact details. They did some kind of experiment, and they were able to prove that it would be possible. Under the right circumstances, to go back in time. Yeah, it would be possible, but we're just not there yet. Technologically, we're not able to yet, but eventually we will be able to do it.
Maybe we'll have a Nostalgia Power Primetime episode where we'll dig deep into the space-time continuum and quantum physics and things like that.
Oh yeah,
it's too early now.
Now that would be fun. Yeah. That'd be a fun one.
Yeah, I think we're far from that. I can't even get a good cell signal yet.
Yeah, right. Like my internet lags too
much.
Much.
Really.
Well, just imagine the idea using your cell phone to time travel, man. On your phone.
Yeah, that will be the iPhone 16.
Dial certain numbers and that was essentially how they did it with sliders. They had that little thing, and they could go to different dimensions.
Yeah, they almost had it in Napoleon Dynamite.
The timer.
Yeah, but could you imagine if everybody started doing that? They would screw up the past, and then would screw up the future.
The theory is that you can't screw it up, though. Here's what they determined when they said that time travel is possible. What they were able to determine is that you could go back in time, and you could they like to bring up the grandfather paradox.
I was just going to say it was grandfather paradox,
where you kill your grandfather, and then you wouldn't be alive. So how would you be able to go back to kill your grandfather? What essentially happens is you go back in time, and you kill your grandfather, and you continue on in that timeline. You basically create a branching timeline that didn't exist before, that exists now, where you literally are. It's a branching point. So you're never going to be able to change the timeline that you came from. All you would be able to do is essentially create another timeline that is the result of whatever you did, but you wouldn't be able to make any changes to the timeline that you came from. So it makes the entire thing pointless, because you're not really changing anything. Your timeline as it was exists the same way as it always existed before you left it. There would be no difference. You're creating a divergence, a separate timeline.
But if you created a separate one, you wouldn't be able to get back to the original one.
Well, yeah, no, you're not. You'd be
living the alternate timeline.
Yeah, you'd be living in that alternate timeline that you branched off of when you did what you did. So whatever change, like they said, and they used other examples, like the old thing of, oh God, let's kill Hitler, or let's stop John F. Kennedy from being assassinated. Yeah, you could do that.
But you would live, you would live in the world where you'd
be living
he
in the
wasn't
world.
around.
Right. You'd be living in the whatever that resulted in. You would so you could make those changes, but it's not gonna change.
It wouldn't be everybody else's reality.
Yeah, it's your present. It is. Yeah, it's basically your present. It's whatever timeline. And that timeline would exist because the multiverse theory is that there's infinite timelines. So anything that can happen actually does happen in whatever timeline. So that's what makes it possible to do that without creating some sort of weird and bizarre paradox that could destroy the whole world.
This is very heavy theory for Saturday morning.
Get
your mind around this.
If Zod time traveled, he'd go back and save the whole Snyderverse. None of this would happen.
Oh yeah.
This is heavy.
I definitely would. I would do that. And there's a lot of things, but see, that's the thing. Like, for example, how many people would do it knowing that they could change certain things just because they wanted to see that outcome? But you would want to be, but you'd have to realize now you're living in that world. You're not changing your world. You're living in an alternate timeline where you were successful. So I don't know. Would you want to do that? I guess if you went to those great lengths to do those things, you'd want to live in that timeline.
Yeah, you would
see those results,
unless it turned into a
but
blazing fire for yourself.
That's the other thing. You'd never know what the hell the result would be from doing that. You don't know if you went back and killed Hitler. You don't know what the result would be. Maybe somebody even worse than Hitler would rise to power, and things would be even more bad. So you would have those are the kinds of things that people have to think about. Yeah, you could have that timeline, but now what? Now you're gonna live with it. You got to live with whatever the results are, the consequences.
Yeah, so Damien makes a good point. Like Family Guy, I think Family Guy did do something like that where they went back and Brian, the dog, like secretly stopped 9/11 from happening and didn't tell Stewie, and then they came back in time, and then he ended up being some famous person that stopped this tragedy, but then it like quickly spiraled out of control and ended up being worse.
That's what they say about these divergent timelines, that because you don't know what the results are going to be, you're essentially rolling the dice. Things may be bad or may seem bad, but they could always be worse.
Yeah.
So there's always that. They could always be better too, but they could always be worse. So you're taking that risk based on what you think, like I've been listening to a lot of stories from people that claim to be from, claim to have time shifted and claim to be from different realities where there was no pandemic, and now they're in this world where all this stuff happened and stuff. And, that's another major thing, about like quantum immortality, where people are, I was in a really bad car accident and I was literally told by the medical people and by the police that I shouldn't have survived. I should have been hamburger meat on the road, but somehow I'm alive. And now my family's acting different. People I know aren't quite acting the same. All these changes because you basically, shifted to another timeline where now you're not from your same reality. Your reality is a little different. That's what they say. Every timeline that you go to is a little different from your original reality. It's as close to your original reality as possible, but there's going to be some differences and some divergences, which is where you get things like the Mandela effect and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, it's really
I was just watching you guys ever watch the Y-Files?
Absolutely.
I love that show. I can't get enough of that show. I was just watching
AJ and Hecklefish.
Yeah, Hecklefish. Love them.
We're losing Ralphie. You're not supposed to wake and bake, Ralphie. It hits you harder.
Oh God, sorry, Ralphie. I know that's a weighty topic, but we're talking.
I know.
About
well,
this
apparently,
but Back
Doc
to the
Brown,
Future is an appropriate.
Doc
Back
Brown
to the
had that
Future
all
appropriate
figured out, like
yeah.
because it worked out, right?
No, but did you hear now? Apply Back to the Future to all of these new, modern theories about time travel, and it makes Doc Brown almost seem like the villain of the story. How many times do you think Marty McFly died in Back to the Future? Because how would Doc Brown know exactly when to be there to save Marty if he didn't go back multiple times and see this happening? So he's basically created all these timelines where, Marty was killed and he wasn't there in time.
But he was able to, he knew about it, so he went back and
So he went back and went back and went back and finally found a timeline where he was able to save Marty. And I thought about that. I'm like, my God, how many dead Martys are there?
Well, I think
Back
they
to the
said
Future?
at some point in Back to the Future 3, the timeline is so twisted up. At one point in that movie, there are, I think it was like 7 DeLoreans exist in the timeline at the same time. Just because of him going back so many times and timelines crossing over.
You saw how Doc and the DeLorean, Doc and the DeLorean are in that same timeline as that Seth MacFarlane Western movie.
Yes, yeah, right. I should have had a clip pulled up for that. A Million Ways to Die in the West.
A Million Ways to Die in the West.
Which clearly Seth MacFarlane is a big Back to the Future fan.
Yeah, Marty McDead.
Sam Sandler. Yeah, they're trying to fix everything that they did with the time machine. But, I mean, it worked out for Marty, right, in the end. His dad isn't a bum anymore. He got the truck that he wanted, and everything worked out.
But again, that timeline that he went to with all those changes is a timeline that's a result of that, not the original timeline that he came from.
Oh, yeah. Right.
The original timeline that he came from, it remains intact, and he's just no longer there. Now he's in this other timeline where.
So, and I always questioned that. I'm like, well, if his dad now and his mom and dad were these successful people, surely he wouldn't be living in the same house in the same neyborhood and all that, right? But
the house was really it was a lot nicer in the inside.
Yes, it was.
You got to figure out. We got a good deal on the house.
I always wear a suit to the office.
But how does Marty get?
But he's still living at home.
How is the truck parked in the garage? Like, how did he pull that one off? Your parents would never let you have the garage.
But in that timeline,
his parents are super cool, right?
His parents are super cool. They're a lot more laid back because why? Because they're both very, very successful. They're raising their kids differently. You even have the scene where you have the juxtaposition where you have the scene with Lorraine early on where she says she doesn't like Marty's girlfriend Jennifer Parker because she calls and all that, and then in the altered timeline, all of a sudden it's, oh, Jennifer, I really like her, Marty. Like, it's like you could tell like the differences and just the results of what's changed. And when I watch Back to the Future after thinking about all these modern theories, quantum physics, quantum immortality, it makes perfect sense to me. It really does. It makes perfect sense. And you could now he's in that timeline, just like the altered timeline in Back to the Future 2 with Biff, where Biff ran, where that timeline is still out there somewhere. That timeline exists. That timeline was created when they diverged. That timeline doesn't just disappear.
He showed it on the chalkboard, right? You had the line here, and then it goes down off.
It disappeared for them. But
so that timeline still exists, but they went back to another timeline.
The only thing that didn't make sense to me. The only thing that didn't make sense to me in Back to the Future Part 2 was when old Biff stole the DeLorean and went back, creating that additional timeline. And then when he comes back, he has cardiac arrest and the old Biff and he dies and doesn't exist anymore. And that's the part that I didn't understand, because for me, if he by creating that timeline and coming back, he would have been fine. Nothing would have happened to him, because he created that separate timeline, but his timeline wouldn't have changed.
He still should. I guess.
So I don't know why he doesn't. I don't know why he
right?
doesn't exist. But I did think that was. I did kind of think that was cool, because it was kind of like a poetic justice.
Like he changed everything to make himself better, but in turn he ended up phasing out of existence.
Phasing out of existence because he was killed, right? Shot by Lorraine. Isn't that what happened? He was.
No, I don't know.
He was killed. Wasn't it like he
in the movie?
No. I don't think in the movie. Not.
Oh, okay. So, in the continuation of that Back to the Future 2 timeline, you're saying like rich successful Biff ended up being shot and killed by Lorraine. That's what ended up happening in that timeline that we never saw. So I was not aware of that.
Right. We didn't see that timeline. I don't know. I might be confusing some of the Back to the Future.
I don't know. There's a lot
I might be confusing some of the Back to the Future comics that came out where I think there was a comic where she killed him, and it was. But again, we don't see that timeline because we ended up leaving.
Yeah, right. That was it. You're right. We left. I mean, I could definitely see that happening because he killed George McFly. He tried killing Marty. Yeah, things went dark really fast.
Cornucade. I did say that Time Crisis would be $3.99. I was dead set on that $3.99 because I was projecting, because I wanted to buy it for $3.99.
It was more wishful thinking.
Yeah, it was more wishful thinking on my part, because I'm man,
maybe by next Christmas.
Are we transitioning to Arcade One Up for a second? Eventually, all deluxe cabinets, we will see a $3.99 price if it's temporary, but I think everything's going to be for a limited time down the road. I can see that, but not this year. There's only 2 days left, right?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna go back in time, and I'm gonna go back.
He's gonna revert the statement.
I'm gonna go back in time I'm gonna go back in time and make it possible for Time Crisis to be $3.99, and I'm also gonna go back in time and stop Nintendo from releasing a watered down version of Mortal Kombat 1 for Super Nintendo. I'm gonna go back in time and I'm gonna tell the Nintendo executives, look, if you release the Super Nintendo version with no blood and fatalities, Sega is going to kick your butt.
Yeah, but you just said you'd be the only one relishing in that reality. We wouldn't be able to see it.
There'd be other people in that reality.
They just wouldn't know anything.
That's true. Right?
It would be different. It would be different. It would probably be different variants of all you guys, but we would all still be there. But it's just. Yeah, but you're right. It would be a timeline that I would. Yeah,
I'd probably go back in time and buy Golden Axe from GameStop for $3.99.
See, there you go.
That would be the one thing I could change. I would buy that Golden Axe.
What about you, Jesse? What would you do, man?
I have no idea. I don't know.
Like, would
you mean going back? What would I do if I went back in the past
to alter the timeline? What kind of?
I don't know. I don't think I would, to be honest with you. I'm kind of happy where I am.
You wouldn't even go back and make it possible for you to
not buy the casino cade. Yeah,
meet
break your own legs.
No. But guys, think where I'm going here. Meet and connect with Kelly Clarkson before she got famous, and then hey.
Oh well, yeah.
I mean, in that reality,
well, if you're gonna get obvious,
and in that reality, yeah. See, there you go. There you can read. You want to talk about relishing a reality? There you go.
All right, that would be one. That'd be about it. Well, I don't know.
Saying Spirits makes a good point here. Jesse would train with all the great masters. There you go. Yeah. You could have Jesse.
Although I met a lot of them, but I never trained with them.
You can see Jesse training with all of them, man. You'd be like this. You'd be like this ultimate martial arts guru. And later in that timeline, we'll be seeing commercials in the 1990s with Jesse in the commercials talking about his next movie where he clobbers Van Damme and he
that would have been easy anyway.
And he knocked out Steven Seagal with the one punch. Finger
1 inch
doom,
punch.
1 inch punch.
Yeah.
Finger of doom.
Bruce Lee's, you mean? Yeah. Oh, God.
I mean, these are all realities I'd like to see. Can we at least just get a glimpse of these realities? I don't need to live in them. I just want to see them. I think that's what's going to be one day. I think it's going to be possible one day where it will be like that, where you will be able to actually visit other realities and then come back to yours. Eventually, it'll get to that point where we're technologically able to travel from different realities, which would be awesome.
Yeah, we would all be in time jail probably, because none of us are mature enough to be able to handle being able to go back in time and jumping around through time.
But I kind of feel like
good intentions. You would start with good intentions. And
I kind of feel like
just
all
start,
of that,
screwing it up just on purpose.
It up on purpose. All of that, just lends itself more to simulation theory in my mind. Because if you're really able to go and basically do anything like that, like stop the pandemic or save John F. Kennedy or whatever, and you're able to actually be in that reality, but the original reality where this all happened isn't affected, it kind of makes me feel like that we maybe really are living in a simulation and everything is just
but maybe
simulated. Because how are you? Because there's just too many.
But even if it's a simulation, you may screw the matrix up.
Yeah. You're right.
The whole computer program may crash if you.
It's a matrix. It is essentially a matrix. That's
the
really
thing
what
with
it
time
would be.
travel is it changes around you and you don't know, right? So for all we know, time has changed multiple times, and we would never know because it changes around you, and everything in your mind is you're living in a different timeline. So
what was that show where the girl would put her fingers together and she could freeze time? From the 80s, yet her dad lived in outer space.
Oh God, what was
that? Sounds familiar.
I don't know.
I can't think of it right now.
That sounds familiar.
God,
that's a good
Somebody's
one,
got it.
Phil.
Oh my
Man,
gosh,
that should have been a trivia. That should have been a trivia question, Phil, because I'm sitting here like, what was that? I know wow.
Huh.
I got to come back to that now until somebody can answer that. Shoot, what is the name of that?
We can go to a commercial and think about it.
Out of this world. Thank you, Ralphie.
All right.
Ralphie's
if
always
she did
reliable.
that, if she froze time, we wouldn't know. We would not know.
How would you know? She could freeze time for 1,000,000 years, and then it would just be like this to us,
Who was in that again? I do remember it, but vaguely.
I don't really know anything about that.
And think of it this way, guys. It's just like Phil was saying. You would get acclimated to whatever timeline you were in. So your memories and stuff like that would start to gel with whatever timeline you were.
Yeah, you really wouldn't know. It would just be
but that's why it's so crazy, all these glitches about people that allegedly time shifted and their family members are acting different and things are not how they were before the car accident or whatever. And I think about those kinds of things and I'm like, yeah, that's really fascinating. And it makes me wonder. It makes me wonder just how is quantum immortality a real thing? I don't know. Well, like they say that's the ultimate punishment for suicide, because if quantum immortality is real, every time you try to off yourself, all you end up doing is just waking up in a reality where you survived it, like Groundhog's Day.
Yeah. So then he started losing his mind and was like, "That's it." He just started jumping off a cliff.
He just started trying all sorts of different things,
and he would just wake up instantly. He couldn't
wake up. Yeah, and
I guess it would be cool for a while, but then not being able to die.
But if it's if it's true, if quantum immortality is real, we will never know. We won't be aware of the Groundhog Day like scenario where, we'll and because if you do have memories of anything from a previous timeline or reality, you're not gonna you're gonna be trying to figure those things out.
Yeah, but you think
but
it
at
was
the
a
end,
dream
but
or a
at the
vision or
end,
something?
yeah, you're right. At the end, you're gonna just think, well, maybe I was wrong or maybe I was off. But I've had some bizarre experiences where I have felt like that too, where as I've been in situations where I feel like I should have died, and I feel like there's so there's possibilities. But apparently with this theory, they say that we die tons and tons of times in this life in quantum immortality, and we just keep going from
Doc Brown keeps
timeline to
resetting the
timeline. Yeah. So I mean, it's very heavy stuff.
Next episode of Nostalgia Power Primetime, we dig deep into quantum immortality.
There you go.
Oh yeah, guys. I love this stuff, man. It's so much fun.
Yeah, we could seriously talk about this all day.
Ralphie.
How many Martys are there? How many Docs are there?
Yeah.
How many DeLoreans are there?
Let's cut away to a quick commercial for about a minute, 15 seconds, and then we'll come back, finish up. We'll look at some of the Back to the Future video games out there and get our opinions on these things, because I don't think they're quite as good as the movies. Maybe some of them, but we'll be back in a couple minutes.
Wait.
Look like time for some messages.
Jumping gigawatts! Where can you travel through time with Marty McFly and me and our brand new adventures? It's Back to the Future starting September 14th on Kid TV. And I'll see you in the future. Dr. Emmett L. Brown here. Through the wonder of video spectronomy, I'm recording an amazing phenomenon. McDonald's Back to the Future Hamburger Happy Meal for $1.99. Analysis shows it comes with one of 4 toys, like Marty McFly, some old guy in my DeLorean. Holy bovine, is he familiar. Switching to X-ray mode reveals 1 toy each week when you buy your kids a $1.99 McDonald's Happy Meal. Perhaps I should forgo further documentations and just have lunch.
What you want is what you get at McDonald's today.
You are watching Nostalgia Power, featuring my DeLorean time-traveling companion, the bad guy Mike Wehrle, along with fellow streaming partners Jester Tester, Zod Rider, and PD7. I am honored to promote these guys' final episode of 2023. I want to wish all of you in the chat and watching on replay a very happy and prosperous new year. Make it a good one.
Let's get on back to our show.
Very nice. That's when they used to give out great toys for McDonald's.
Oh, I know. And you know what? I have one of them.
Oh, I meant to bring it in here. I got chicken nuggets the other day, and they gave me one of those things. And has anybody seen what they give as a toy now for kids?
Yeah, my kid.
It's a little nugget
from time to time. Oh, is that the new toy?
Yeah, it's like a chicken nugget with eyes on it, and oh my god, it's ridiculous.
So
these poor kids today.
Saiyan Spirits, thank you very much, my friend. His first super chat ever. Gonna go back in time and stop from sending this. That would, yeah, I guess you could do that if you wanted. Just $100 super chat and then go back and stop yourself from doing it.
Spank you, Greenwall. Spank you very much.
Is that what it is?
Really
the adult Happy Meal? I don't even know.
Oh, is that okay? I forgot. Yeah, they are doing adult Happy Meals now.
With the big head people.
Yeah, it's like a nugget. It's like a chicken nugget.
That's what Phil got not too long ago. Yeah.
So I think back in like the 80s or 90s, and maybe these aren't even the same, but there used to be they used to have all like the little puppets of like the French fries and the drinks and the nuggets. Is that what these chicken nuggets are? I can't remember what they used to be called, but they were like characters on the in that commercial. So I wonder if that's them. Yeah, where's Phil?
No, I think I looked it up. It's
It's just
God, I wish I have it outside. I should have brought it in. I think it's based on like a rapper or something like that. Some guy. I don't know who it is.
There he is.
Oh,
Sorry, guys.
Stock Jock, thank you, man. You didn't have to do that. Giving your second super chat with hope you can go back in time, put $20 in his account so the super chat doesn't bounce.
Very nice.
Everybody's got plans for those other
Carter,
timelines, you know. Everybody's got plans.
Yeah. Sorry, I had a visitor.
Well, I'm almost done.
Do you need something? He says, no.
I didn't say no.
Oh, sorry.
I just.
No. Okay, I'm getting yelled at by my 4
Are the stairs like right in front of you?
They are, yeah. If he goes past me, yep, you go up the stairs.
He definitely checked you, Mike.
Yeah,
you, I'm noticing there's a cat missing behind you.
There is, yeah. Ghosts and Goblins was officially moved into the game room.
Nice.
So last night we were down there playing, and I had, for the first time ever, I had every single cab that I owned, aside from this Mortal Kombat, in there. Everything was on. I'm like, wow, you know, that arcade ambiance was just flowing. And
it's crazy turning them all on. You know.
Yep.
I
Sitting there waiting for my breaker to trip.
It is wild, isn't it? When you turn all your arcades on.
Yeah.
It's like that's where you get that rush and nostalgia feel.
Yeah, right.
All the arcades are lit up, and you're just like,
have enough of them now where
sound.
you can't even hear anymore because there's just so much going on at one time. Like that's how it's supposed to be.
Yeah, that's true. When you have them all going at the same time, it does sound like an arcade. Like it's
Yeah,
just,
it does.
It
That's
gets blurred out.
Close your eyes, you know. It's
Thanks,
like
Squid.
you're transformed somewhere. Get the Atari 50th. Yeah, get it. I don't know.
Well,
I don't think anybody has it, right?
Have you seen any reviews on that yet? I haven't. I don't think I've seen any reviews on Atari 50, except Garage Gamer when he saw that at PAX.
Yeah,
that sold me kind. You know, like if that was, I don't know, $349, I might get it. When those buttons, everything lights up on there. I mean, like it looks so much better.
Yeah, it looks good.
Guys, we want to take a look at a couple Back to the Future video games. You want to look at the bad ones first?
We got to start somewhere, don't we?
Wait
Yeah,
for a
so
deal,
we
Danny.
start.
Wait for a deal. What is it? Hold on. Was it $4.99 right now? Like, I mean, we've seen deluxes go for $3.99. I would just, I'd give it a couple more weeks, see if it drops. Okay, let's bring up the games. Sorry, I cut you off.
No, that's okay.
None of them are as bad as the Casino Cade. Just saying.
Yeah.
I don't know. Number 2, the music in it just freaking kills me. I mean, I can only listen to about 5 minutes. 2 and 3.
The game.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God.
So annoying.
That's saying something because the first game is the music is terrible.
Yeah, but I think 2 and 3 is worse. The first one, I
think you're right.
The first one, I don't understand the tank top he's wearing. I don't get it.
No,
he looks like Little Mac from Mike Tyson's Punch Out.
He's like, what the hell are all these little alarm clocks?
So this is me and Hot Rang playing.
Meanwhile, what are they?
And you can't turn around, right? Once you walk past.
What's the hula?
Oh,
What's
come
with the
on.
hula
What is
hooping?
that?
I go with like a garbage can with
Is that a
radioactive.
can of, ooze?
It's too hard to hear myself talk.
Are these all bits?
But yeah, that's all you do. You just run around. You collect these clocks because I didn't realize this down here. I don't know who they are, but the picture slowly starts to fade away at the bottom. That's
supposed
like
to be the
you,
picture
your
that
brother,
Marty
and
had
your
in his
sister.
pocket. Yeah, that's supposed to be the picture from the movie.
The more clocks you get, it keeps the picture from fading away.
Time.
But yeah, that's all this is. Like this is just it's so brutal to play, and you fall. Yeah, you're wearing a black tank top.
Yeah, I don't remember
Little Mac from Mike Tyson's Punch Out. I'm telling you right now. Look at the profile.
He just got up and fell again and died.
Well, there was a.
So this is
there was a fan.
This was one of the first Back to the Future games ever released to the public.
Mike, there is a fan remastering of this game where they make him actually look where he actually looks like Marty McFly, and he's wearing the life preserver.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to check that out. Yeah, wearing the life preserver.
Yeah, they actually do a nice 8-bit sprite version of Marty McFly. They actually make it look like Marty as opposed to Little Mac from Punch Out. It's
like how hard was it, Like why couldn't that have been like that from the start? It's because they rush these things out.
That's what it is. Yeah. Well, I think that I think
grabs, right?
I think number 2 and 3 I think had better gameplay. It was more of a platformer, but
yeah. So
but the music, I can't last 5 minutes with it.
I hated 2 and 3 so much. I remember getting 2 and 3 for Christmas and being so disappointed with it, being so excited to get the game, and then when I put it in, I was like, "What the hell is this?"
That was the chance we took when we bought games. You didn't know,
because usually the box arts and everything looked really cool. There you go.
Yeah, oh my God.
Oh,
what
God.
in God's name is even going on?
Oh, God. God help us. God help us. We need to go back. That's what we need to do. Go back in time and prevent this game from being created.
Yeah. Yeah, listen. And this music just keeps going.
This isn't me playing. What the hell is that? This is awful.
That's all you hear. It just keeps going.
Just loops over and over again.
Yep.
Just so the gameplay is a little bit better, it seems like.
Yeah, I kind of didn't mind this gameplay, but the music is just oof.
My dad would always make me mute the games.
And it's still not fun.
I would have to agree with this one, though. I would mute it, too.
Yeah, just mute this. Mute this and listen to the Back to the Future sound.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Exactly. That's it. There's no reason.
Oh
Yeah,
my God.
so we're still...
It's like we're in hell or something.
Oh, God.
Yep. We're still in the crap barrel of the Back to the Future game.
Yeah, Andy's right. Super Mario vibes there.
A little bit.
Hey, good morning, Quarterdeck.
I like what Zohar
just
said here. Let's have a 2-hour stream about this game and get Jog involved.
I see this video coming very soon from him.
There's no, I mean, if you didn't know any better, you would never even suspect that was a Back to the Future game. Both of them, you could probably say.
No, even the way he was dressed, don't even.
The only thing that gives it away is the DeLorean. That's all. That's the
That's
only.
it, right?
That's the only sprite that actually.
They just threw that in there.
The future. And then the opening title screen. That's basically.
If you were like dropped right in the middle of the game and started playing it, you'd be going, what the heck is this thing?
I mean, you didn't have to put the whole vest on, but at least color it red. The second one, he's blue. Like, the first one, he's black. I mean, I don't get it. Just put the red vest, the red shirt on, or whatever, red vest.
Yeah, I don't think the developers ever watched the movie.
No, it doesn't seem that way.
It's just like, but they're too busy. They're busy developing games. That's what they do. They don't have time to watch movies.
No.
Let's throw in one question right now. Really, one of the 3 questions, Mike. Let's all
right.
Let's do the one.
We're gonna do all right. We're gonna do a couple of giveaways today. This one is for Hot Wheels DeLorean. So go ahead, Phil.
Okay, question 1. What was Biff Tannen's great-grandfather's name? We got to get the whole name right here.
The whole name and the nickname.
Oh, wow.
Biff Tannen's great-grandfather's name.
That's for the Hot Wheels DeLorean. Yeah, a little more specific than that, console fanboy.
Up. I think somebody got it.
MJ87. I really got to give that to my brother.
That saves you on shipping.
Yeah. I mean, oh boy, are we being correct on spelling here? Because good God. Bufraud Mad Dog Tannen.
This is all you. You got to make the call on this one.
Oh God.
Your prize, your rule.
I mean, I faulted people for bad spelling before, and I definitely can't show my brother favoritism in that one.
Ralphie.
Who is the one? The correct answer we were looking for was Buford Mad Dog Tannen. Even though Console Fanboy got it right, but he didn't have it in the same. It had to be all at once. I'm going to award that one to Thumper Squid.
We have 2 more prizes we're going to get to.
Yeah, there's 2 more, guys. So
stick around. We got some
don't
good
hate
stuff.
me.
How does Thumper get a hold of you, Mike?
Well, I'll have to, Thumper is not in the Discord, is he? Or is he? Just email me, Thumper Squid. MWhirly888.
Let's put it in the chat here.
Yeah, okay. Can I put it up there?
Let's do it.
Oh, he has it already. Okay, good. Let me.
Yeah, actually, Thumper might be in Discord. Stock Jock, I know I never get in there. Like, he'll call me out on it right now.
Just send him your info by way of super chat. I like this Stock Jock guy. He we'll keep him around. I know I've put my email in chats before, and they seem to get deleted. So,
where did you pick that up at? I haven't seen that one in any stores for a while.
This was at Walmart, believe it or not. Yep. Found her at Walmart.
And that's cool.
And the other one I have here too that we'll give away in a little bit. I think I got that at Walmart too.
You know what? I got mine at Walmart too. It's all Walmart prizes today.
So I want to show you guys one more crap game. And this is if there's any Sega Genesis fans out there. There was a Back to the Future. Yeah. I think it was either Back to the Future 2 and 3 or just Back to the Future 3. They still couldn't get it right yet.
I think it was also on the Sega Master System, and it was on a few.
Might be right.
Wasn't the Genesis one where he's on the horse?
Yeah. A few computer systems too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's it.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
The graphics are definitely more convincing.
Kind of get that Super Star Wars.
I think this is a large portion of this game.
It is
a little bit.
Yeah.
It's so hard not to get knocked off of this horse. Like you remember Doc Brown in a shootout on a horse in the movie?
Oh yeah. That's a big part of it.
Getting knocked off the horse by birds and stuff.
That was in the alternate timeline.
Yeah. And look at the bottom of the screen. Like, look how far you have to go. You have to endure this torture for. That's a long way to not get hit. Look at this mess. Again, there's so much to work with Back to the Future. So much.
Very easy for Doc to get. It's very easy for Doc to get shot in the back in this.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Dog, look, you didn't reach there
she goes.
Plummets off the cliff.
And does anybody else notice how it's using the NES Kung Fu music as the theme?
It does sound that way, yeah.
I never even noticed that.
Yeah.
It's Kung Fu. That's Kung Fu. It's completely unforgettable Kung Fu. I can't believe it.
Was Kung Fu, yeah.
If you were a
just
kid
a
in
little
the
higher,
80s and 90s, those
tone.
are the Back to the Future games you had to deal with. They're terrible.
Not good.
But
almost all the games that was made after movies, kind of, I don't know.
They were all almost.
Yeah,
they were like crap. Like the Ghostbusters games were bad.
Except
E.T. was bad.
A lot of them.
Except
E.T.
Batman
was
and Batman Returns. Batman Returns on the Super Nintendo was a masterpiece.
Star Wars had some decent games.
Narc was great for NES.
I just can't believe Narc got released on the NES. That was the one that always blew my mind that game exists for the.
There was no censoring in that game either. They didn't child it down or anything.
That board when you had the red Porsche, if you busted like 99 guys, you get unlimited lives. Like it would take like a half an hour to do it.
It'd be worth it though.
Oh, I love that game.
All right, guys. So then this next one I want to show you. If you had a Super Famicom and you lived in Japan, you were lucky.
This is the one.
Show the intro.
Yep. I'm hopefully I have it just right.
The translated intro.
Yeah, I made sure I got an English version of this. Like, for one, they actually have the actual music from the movie.
Zod, is this on our Bobby Sarah?
It is.
Is it, where would it be, under our Super Nintendo?
Super Nintendo.
So it is on there. Is it the English version?
Yes.
Like, this is 1,000 times better than any of the 3 games we've seen so far. Even though Donkey kind of looks insane. But yeah, if you grew up in the 90s and had a Super Nintendo, you couldn't play this game. I'm sorry if it's lagging real bad. I don't know what the heck's going on with it. It's just a serious improvement. You're on the hoverboard.
Oh yeah, this is much better.
Marty's wearing the right clothing.
Yeah, he's got the vest.
Like,
yep.
4
like
games
Sonic
in,
the
I finally
Hedgehog.
got Marty's look right. Yeah, a lot of Sonic the Hedgehog vibes.
Yeah, I gotta check this out.
Yeah, that's.
I
mean, it's not a like a world-class game, but compared to the other Back to the Future games, it's
it's a
amazing, like, to the point
masterpiece by comparison.
Oh my god! And if you have a
It's
Super Nintendo, you can they make the carts now that you can play on there. So I don't know if anybody ever saw that or knew that it existed. Yeah,
I never
kind of the
seen that.
Ghostbusters game on the Sega.
I've asked the same thing, Stock Chuck, but he can't move it. Actually, he's shifted it over. It's not covering anymore.
What's that?
Right here. So when you blow the Stock Chuck is the official salesman for G.I. Joel. Okay, so we're blocking the product.
Oh yeah, yeah. I know. There's nothing I can do about that.
It's so high.
Unfortunately, it's locked in that spot. I either remove it completely. Well, I can't do that because then it puts a StreamYard's logo up there.
Yeah, we've tried to do this.
I mean,
you know what? We got another one coming, and Marvel superheroes will be totally visible.
Are you getting the one with the artwork for Marvel superheroes?
I believe it's the deluxe, so it's just the game lineup on the bottom half, not the continued artwork, but the 4 games. You'll see that on the side.
Awesome.
So you don't do anything to your stock skin. You just do the bottom.
Nice.
That's a good idea, Zohar.
Guess I
can we move it so it's oh man.
So there's one more game, guys. I wanted to save the best for last. It's a game that was released, I think, 10 years ago. Did we talk about it on the air so far? The Telltale games? Yeah, we did. We kind of touched on it. And if you're a Back to the Future fan,
and it ends on a cliffhanger too, and that's irritating because Telltale went under and they never.
Which is sad.
Because
they made some really they had a good Walking Dead game. I don't know if anybody ever played that.
They had a good Batman game too.
Weren't the first ones Telltale games also? The first NES games?
No, those were LJN.
No. Oh, okay, yeah.
Oh, Tommy V, thanks, man. Happy early New Year's. This is your first super chat. So popping your cherry with these. Hey,
awesome. Thanks, Tommy.
Really appreciate that. Thank you very much.
Which is nice.
Some Caddyshack. We'll have to talk. We'll have to do a Caddyshack show one day. All right, so this last one, yeah, it's the Telltale game, and if you've never seen it and you're a huge Back to the Future fan, you got to find a way to play this, because this, like Zod had said, this is pretty much Back to the Future 4 right here.
As close as we'll ever get.
These are all the cut scenes. Hopefully it doesn't lag.
All right, I'm ready.
And this isn't Michael J. Fox.
I'm Dr. Emmett Brown. I'm
That's
standing on the
AJ
parking lot at
Lacasio.
Twin Pines Mall. It's Saturday morning, October 26th, 1985, 1:18 a.m. And this is temporal experiment number 1. Come on, Einie. Hey, boy, get in there.
I remember this. This is where they
Get down. Get your seatbelt on. That's it.
Yeah.
you have to keep answering the questions, right?
Yes, you have to. You basically decide. It's almost like a choose your own adventure kind of thing.
Right. I do remember this.
That option's on the left, Thumper Squid.
This was a computer game, wasn't it?
You got that thing hooked up to the car?
Yeah,
It might have been. It was also, I think I had it for PS3.
It's on PS4 too. It was remastered for PS4. But it's also
you basically click and decide what you say and what you do.
Yeah, I do remember this.
So the game starts out. This is from Back to the Future 1.
If my calculations are correct, when this baby hits 88 miles per hour, you're gonna see some serious shit.
And unedited too.
Dude.
Watch this.
And then you get to pick what he says.
Yes.
What did I tell you? 88 miles per hour! The temporal displacement occurred at exactly 1:20 a.m. and 0 seconds!
Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ, Doc. You disintegrated Einstein.
That sounds just like Michael J.
I
Fox.
didn't disintegrate anything. The molecular structure of both Einstein and the car are completely intact.
Where the hell are they?
The appropriate question is, when the hell are they? You see, Einstein has just become the world's first time traveler. I sent him into the future. 1 minute into the future, to be exact. And at precisely 1:21
Are these neither of their voices?
we shall catch up with him. And
I think it's Christopher Lloyd.
No, that's really Christopher
It is?
Lloyd.
Oh, okay. I was going to say that was good too.
Yeah.
Are you telling me that you built a time machine out of a DeLorean?
The way I see it, if you're going to build a time machine into a car, why not do it with some style?
Not a refrigerator.
Besides, the stainless
No.
steel construction made the flux dispersal. Look out!
This is where it starts getting different.
Doc?
Oh, that's peculiar.
Where's the car, Doc?
It should have caught up with us 27 seconds ago.
Doc, what happened to Einstein?
No need for concern. It's probably just a minor miscalibration of the time circuits. Marty, could you get my notebook? It should be in the toolbox.
Notebook. Got it.
So what year did this
Flux
come out? Because I
capacitor?
do remember this.
That's it.
What the heck's a flux capacitor?
My latest invention. The thing that makes time
2010,
travel possible.
2011, I think.
In this notebook, I detail the nearly
Somewhere
3 decades
like
of
in
scientific
that
breakthroughs
range.
necessary to build
Yeah,
a
because
working
It's
time
worth it
machine.
if you can find a way to play it.
Then you go back to his
It came out
office and
20
Biff plays with the
in,
guitar, right?
Yeah, it came out in 2015.
Yes.
I times Z
You go back
okay.
into the
equals the square root
30s,
of
I
Z
think.
times C squared, and the flux dispersal rate is inversely proportional to the 4th root of N. Carry the 9, then.
Doc, something's way off here. Doc?
Great Scott!
Doc, what is it?
I've made a horrible mistake.
Doc! No!
I'm sorry, Marty.
Doc, come back!
Wow.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty intense. I don't know if you can still play it now, or
Yeah,
they
you
made
can, yeah.
a physical
I got it on.
copy
I got
of
it on PS4.
I got a popsicle, and you know what the color of my tongue is?
Did your mom send you down here?
Did you?
Yeah, I did.
But yeah, there's a way. Here, buddy, step back. There's a way to play it. I'd have a physical copy of it, but I think it's for PlayStation 3. I don't know if they ever made any newer versions of it.
Yeah, I think I remember playing it. I think I played it on PC though.
Yeah, I had it for the PC, and then I bought it on the PS4 digitally.
Can you get anything wrong? Will it keep going, or do you have to be right with the answer?
I remember. I think no matter what you do or say, the story kind of progresses. I don't think you could really make a wrong decision. Maybe
Yeah,
you
it's
can.
like it's a
been
choose your
long
own
time.
it's a choose your own adventure. So you kind of have.
I think maybe there is a wrong decision.
It's
But
like the
that
comic
part-
book that Big in the movie Big they create, right? No
Yeah.
kid wants a $20 comic book.
But to me, that's probably the gold standard of Back to the Future games, right there. Now I understand that they couldn't make a game like that back in the 80s and 90s, but I feel like they could have done better than what than what we had.
Well, especially when you look at Super Back to the Future 2 for Super Famicom. I mean, why didn't that get a United States?
I don't
release?
know.
That's
I'm
what
gonna have to look into
wonder
that. Was
about.
it licensing?
Officially.
Was it just that?
I mean, licensing.
LJN?
It was.
I wonder who made that.
It was literally everything from the movie, like it was supposed to be. So I don't.
Well, I'm just wondering if it was a different company that had the license to the material in the United States.
Oh, you mean if say LJN still had?
They
had
maybe they had the rights
time
to
and-
it.
Yeah.
We got blocked, and that's unfortunate. So I'm gonna.
Well, let's do question 2.
Yeah, I'm gonna end the poll right now and see. Seems like Back to the Future 1 was the most popular of the Back to the Future movies. See if it comes
I
up.
kind of like 2.
Not that I'm that surprised.
Of all of them.
I said not that there's a bad choice really, but
Hey, do you guys remember the video games that was in Cafe 80s?
Wild Gunman.
yeah. Wild Gunman was definitely. Was there more than one?
We saw that in Cleveland.
There was one that was the Priceless Artifact. Remember?
No. So what were the games? Wild Gunman, and what was the other one?
Pac-Man.
Oh my God! Was there a Pac-Man cabinet there?
But it was in a Pac-Man cabinet, but it was powder blue. So I don't know. I don't know if they had like a
Pepsi Man.
It was like a Donkey Kong blue, but it was in a Pac-Man cabinet because the coin doors
I'll have
was
to go back
Pac-Man.
and check that out. I don't know. It's probably why I never noticed it because it wasn't.
Yeah,
what you would
it's
expect
powder
Pac-Man
blue.
to
It's like
be.
Donkey Kong blue, but yeah.
There you go, Thumper. Buy a Unico candy cab. Is he talking about the 3 crappy Back to the Future games?
That would be awesome on those games on the candy cab. Yes.
Skin it like that with Back to the Future graphics.
Oh yeah, that'd be awesome. Well, remember when Zohar skinned his iArcade with Back to the Future artwork?
No,
I didn't see that.
Did he really?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that at all.
He doesn't have it anymore, but he did.
Yeah. Yeah, Back to the Future 1, the most popular, 53%. Back to the Future 2, 32%. And Back to the Future 3, only 14%. Again, they're all good movies. I mean, it's hard to put them all against each other because it makes you feel like you're.
I can never watch just one of them. If I watch the first one, I got to watch all three.
Yeah, they did such a good job of like telling one long story.
Did you get the sunglasses from Pizza Hut when Back to the Future 2 came out? Like there was like 3 or 4 different pairs.
No.
You remember those?
No.
I might have to look those up real quick.
You got a pair, Phil? Bust them out.
I got 2. Well, not anymore. I wish I would have kept them. I think I had 2 out of the 4.
Bust them out. We want to see them, Phil. Let's go. Let's go.
I looked that up myself.
You got that reference, didn't you, Jesse? Let's go.
I'm actually trying to find the
Pizza Hut Back to the Future glasses.
There they are. They're like supposed to be futuristic looking, right?
Yeah. There was a yellow and blue pair. Those were my favorite. Okay, so what? 3?
All right, I'm going to share it. So in 2015, this is what glasses were supposed to look like. These are what sunglasses were going to look like. Can you see this?
Yeah. So you see the top one on the left. That was my favorite.
Is that AliExpress?
They're at Ollie's. We got to go.
No,
Solar shades at $1.99.
The Chinese website where you can get all the stuff for cheap. Maybe order it.
These are 2015 sunglasses, huh?
Cafe 80s.
No, I don't remember them giving these away at Pizza Hut.
I don't either.
Yeah, you had to buy a pizza, then you get them for $1.99.
You even remember how much they cost?
Well, they're showing,
Phil, that's awesome.
You see it in the image. You see that they not a bad deal.
Man, $1.99. Nope.
Here's the Pac-Man cabinet, Mike.
Oh, okay. Oh. Wow.
So
it wasn't beside Wild Gunman.
The line of that's like what's the one that was in Best Buy?
See, it is a Pac-Man cabinet because that's the coin door, but it's I don't know why the powdered blue.
Yeah, that's weird.
It's based on the junior, not the junior Pac-Man, but the which one is it, Phil? The one with the what's that other variant? It's another variant that
another Pac-Man?
Yeah, it's another Pac-Man variant.
The sign says priceless artifact, do not touch.
Yeah.
I'm looking right now, Andy.
That's crazy. No, I never noticed that.
Yep.
If it could be a sunglasses channel.
Hey,
now.
if Zohar could pull off the perfume channel, remember that?
Yep.
We should do a sunglass channel. That'd be awesome.
Yep.
We get a second channel, Zohar.
That'd be so much fun, Phil. Oh my God.
All right, Phil, do we want to do
okay, question
raffle
2.
number 2?
Zoning out into these sunglasses.
Do you reveal the prize? Did we show
yeah.
Did we show what it was
so
yet?
we have the Batman superpowers.
That one's really cool.
This is my favorite. So going back to last week's episode, I'm 5 years old at my friend's birthday, and my dad, Superman was so hard to find in the 80s, you know, with all the Superman movies. Batman was all that remained. My friend said, I wish I would have had Superman. And now Batman's the number one superhero, like he's been. And he was hard to find. Give this away. Question 2. Who was the original? Got to get the name, spelling. Mike, what's the rules? The name, the spelling, correct?
Yep. Everything's got to be spelled correctly. So there's no cheating, no trying to skip out on letters and say it was a typo. We run a tight ship here.
I'm blocking the mic. Who was the original actor to play Marty McFly for Batman's superpowers? Remember when you could squeeze the legs, like the arms?
Yeah.
They don't do these with the new.
No, they look more detailed than they were.
But that cape, you can always. Did you have Dark Side? Remember, like he was so much bigger.
No, I never had Dark Side, but yeah, I know what you're talking about.
I've got Dark Side now from the freaking Snyder cut of Justice League. I've got the big McFarlane toys, Dark Side.
Johnny, he's got to be in one. It's got to be in one response. It's got to be correct in one post, in one comment. Yeah, we revealed it multiple times.
I think he got it. Am I looking at it right?
There it is.
Mm-hmm. Eric
Stoltz. The spelling.
Yeah. Yep. I know. Technicalities. I know. That was a typo, but I hate to do it, but I got Thumper Squid was being the first one. Yeah, is that right?
I think so. Yep. You got to call it. I'm looking up Thump. Are you on Discord?
Man, he's nailed 2 of these so far.
I'm gonna go on Discord for the first time in like 2 months right now. Where's my? I don't even know where the app.
I don't remember if he is or not. He might have said it earlier, but we missed it. Fair and merciful. Pass it on.
Pass it on. Who came in second?
Johnny Blaze. Which he did respond first, but he misspelled Stoltz.
I'm holding on to this one for you, Johnny. What's the other stuff? Johnny won a couple of things. He's got a Batmobile.
Oh.
He's got, I think, the Blockbuster video patch, and now Batman, because he's coming up. Or it's when I go to California in February, or when he comes to Wisconsin. Looks like I might be bringing Batman to SoCal.
Well, we want to do the last one. We have one more. This one is for, I can't remember the scale. I think it was 1/20th scale or something.
This one I like.
Cast.
I want to play for this one.
Die-cast.
This is the prize of all prizes.
DeLorean.
Yeah.
Is there some weight to that?
Oh yeah, it's die-cast metal. It's
heavy.
Heavy. Yeah, it's like a Hot Wheels on steroids. I mean, I know you really can't see, but the detail on the back of the car it's pretty impressive. The only thing I noticed that it doesn't have the they don't call it the DeLorean. They call it the time machine, and the DMC.
Licensing.
There's no DMC on the front of the car. But other than that, nitpicking, right?
You could actually mod it and add all that if you want.
You were real good with a toothpick and some white paint.
Have you guys seen the flux capacitors that you can buy?
Oh
yes.
Yeah, just like
I seen it. They light up.
They light up and everything, and they do the they do all the fluxing.
Flux capacitor.
I want to find that transformer DeLorean.
Yes, that's right. I forgot.
All right, so this is a tough question. Like we talked about this backstage.
A true fan for this one.
And you got to get both names right.
Yeah.
This is a tough one, and this is. Zod thought this would be an excellent question for the prize of all prizes. So not only so who is Marty McFly's sister? And hold on, don't answer yet. Who is Marty McFly's sister? What's her name? And who is Lorraine and George's idiot son's name? So Beth.
So Marty McFly's brother and sister. We're only looking for first names here. You don't have to, and not their real names, but their character names in the movie.
In Back to the Future too, when Biff referred to Lorraine and George's idiot son.
Marty's brother and sister. What? I couldn't remember the sister's name.
I had no idea.
Yeah, the brother, it came to me pretty quickly, but no, the sister. Yeah, I had a hard time remembering. And said I've watched these movies hundreds of times.
We got a super chat here, guys.
Hey, Glairzilla, thanks, man. Happy New Year's to you too, buddy. Oh,
thanks for the super chat.
All right.
MJ87's on a roll today.
Yeah, I'll give him that one. I screwed him out of the other one because he misspelled it. But there was no shenanigans going on this. He was just the fastest to Google, I suppose, huh? Dave and Linda. Yeah, I couldn't remember the daughter's name, Linda.
Yeah,
I'm trying to think when they actually.
What was she? She was on something. The sister, right? Back in the.
I haven't seen her. I don't recognize her on anything.
I got to look her up because I'm pretty sure I remember her on some sitcom. Let's see.
Did she die in real life? Not to make this all
gloomy. You're gonna depress us all now.
I know.
We're throwing around Batman. We got DeLoreans going, and now we're talking about that. Come on.
But think about it this way: if what we were talking about earlier is true, if she died, she's just in another timeline.
Yep,
living her life.
A lot of people got them right.
On a
up,
positive note, we can get all 3. Well, there was 4. We can get 3 Back to the Future glasses on Etsy for $38 right now.
She did die.
She did.
Mm-hmm.
Phil, next week's giveaway, we'll be giving away some 2015 futuristic.
I might have to
sunglasses.
That'd be a good. They'd be uncomfortable. They just probably grind your nose. Sunglasses. So if you don't get the right kind,
they're probably so uncomfortable. Cheap plastic with sharp edges.
Yeah, going back, that's why I wear those ones, and they're from 2005. I said it. The new ones that I got when I bought Ridge Racer with that Kohl's Cash, they hurt my nose. That's why I never wear those stinking things. What a waste. Don't buy something for Kohl's Cash. Just whatever you do, don't justify any of these arcades, to think you're going to get something great. They're just going to sit in your car. And
yeah, Marty's uncle. That was a question we were throwing around, right?
Yeah.
Uncle Jailbird Joey.
Yep.
They even baked a cake for him. It was the bird flying out of a prison cell. But he didn't make parole, right?
Thumper Squid's got a good point, though. I feel guilty for even going on Etsy.
Oh, well, yeah. But it's not. You got to look at it like it's not the sellers.
It reminded me of something. I'm ticked now. I got an email from Etsy, and I went on there to do the review for the stand. I'm like, well, why not? I did it. See you, Johnny. Congratulations, man. I went on there and took a couple of pictures, did the review. His store is still not showing up. So what was the point of me doing a review on Etsy if they're not going to show? You can't find it.
Oh yeah, she was in Bosom Buddies.
the daughter.
Yeah.
It's going.
Well, what was the first McFly born in America? I guess we're getting into Back to Future trivia. So it was Seamus's son. What was the kid's name? The baby, and he's like, he peed on me.
It's a good one.
I can't remember. Who is it, Matt? Who is it, MJ87? I can't think of it off the top of my head. I can picture the whole scene. Yeah, because that was Michael J. Fox also played Seamus, and Leah Thompson played his wife, right?
Not a big Back to the Future 3 fan. I got to tell you.
William Shawn. Look at that. Yeah.
2 is so much better than 3.
It is.
I mean, it's not even. I mean, we all have.
I don't even think it's close, to be honest with you.
It probably is.
I just think 3 was kind of just a conclusion. And
I know.
It was still a good movie.
That should be the next week's episode. If they could redo, would they have still went that far?
Because what was it? In the end of Back to the Future 2, the DeLorean got struck by lightning, right? And it sent Doc back. Yeah, that's right. And then the guy comes pulling up with the letter.
From Western Union.
Yeah.
We had a bet. if Marty would actually be here. Looks like I lost.
He's like, a letter for me? You can't be serious. So talk about cliffhangers, right?
I mean, the way he looked at him when he gave him the letter, I've got something for you. Like he was so upset.
I think
he lost like
them
he's gonna pull out a gun.
Them going back to 1955. Maybe they should have just went from Biff. What was the name of that city? Was it still
Biffco?
Well, that was the company, right?
It wasn't Hill Valley. Was it Hill Valley?
Wasn't it Hell Valley at that point?
Or that's what they spray
The
painted.
best part
over the
was
sign.
Strickland coming out. He's like,
He starts unloading a
you
shotgun. Because Marty's sitting there reading the newspaper trying to figure out what's going on. And then meanwhile, a gun right to the back of his head.
He was the guy in War Games, right? Strickland.
The principal.
Yeah, and Top Gun.
And Top Gun, yeah.
Strickland.
Oh man, that was funny.
But those, I mean, come on, great movies. Are they the best trilogy? I guess we kind of hinted that. I think I would take the original Star Wars trilogy over that, but just slightly. That's just personal preference, though.
I've definitely seen Star Wars way more than Back to the Future.
I think I've watched Back to the Future more than Star Wars.
Really?
Oh yeah.
It's up there for me, though. It's absolutely one of my all-time favorites.
And I think it's a complete package. If I watch one, I got to watch all three of them. So,
right, because each one of them ends with that cliffhanger.
Right.
It seems like 2 and 3 came out so much longer after the, to be continued. It was.
I remember 2 and 3 were. I remember 2 and 3 were technically in the theaters at the same time.
Yeah, I think they were filmed during the same time.
Yeah,
it was like Superman 1 and Superman 2. They were filmed together.
Superman
2 and 3 were also filmed.
2 came out
and 1 and 2. Superman 1 and 2 were.
2 came out, and then shortly after 2, 3 was released, but 2 was still in the theater at the time that they put out 3, which was pretty interesting.
I think, well, that's why the NES game was released.
Maybe that's
in
where
one.
Arcade came up with together. KI and KI Pro like coming out at the same time.
Just releasing both, and was it Pac-Man Deluxe and Pac-Man XL?
Well, there was a little bit of. Think about the Deluxe. When did we get those? Was it February or March? The XL comes out when we went to Cleveland. I picked that up literally a week before we went. So September. So we had 8-9 months in between. I was thinking about that the other day. I think they spaced that out pretty good. Not like that game showing you 17 different skins back to back to back and confusing everybody.
And all the skins suck except Adam's family.
Well, I don't know what to get now, and it's just now I missed. Well, tomorrow
you can get an iconic.
I'm waiting a little bit, guys. I don't know what skin.
Like when's the next one going to be, Tony?
You can get an iconic arcade instead.
I don't know if I'm going to go that route again.
Yeah, when's the next Act game skin gonna? I mean, what's been the time between their reveals? A couple weeks.
And I didn't mean that Arcade went up pinball is even or better or whatever than Act games. It's great pinball, guys.
Talking about the prices in your video.
I'm just saying, if you just want to play pinball for 15 minutes,
digital pinball, yeah. I mean,
and you pick it up. I mean, Jesse, Mike, you have Star Wars.
Casual. Like,
yeah, I have Star Wars.
I would say, Phil, I'd be very, very casual.
Attack from Mars.
Get it for cheap. It'd be like the mini one that you had.
I wish I would have kept it. I planned on getting the 4K, so I sell the micro. Now I'm regretting not holding on to the micro. I should have just kept it. So,
I mean, I know that it's small, but it was still fun to play.
I could have been right next to these.
Pretty awesome.
It would have been a great spot right next to those.
And you had didn't you have the feet for it and everything? So it was all at the end.
Or I could just use an iArcade stand.
Yeah.
Whatever works.
Hey,
Time for another cup of coffee.
I'm out. I gotta brew some more.
Never trust YouTube. Hey, I don't know what you're referring to, but never trust a bad guy.
Uh-oh.
All right, guys. Well, anything else we want to add on Back to the Future? I'm a big advocate of the Telltale game. Find a way to play it if you love Back to the Future. It's
Definitely
good.
fun.
The other ones, if you can find the Super Famicom version of Super Back to the Future 2, definitely play that one. The other ones, don't even waste your time. I own all three of them in cartridge form, but just because the name, that's it. That's on the cartridge. That's literally it. Brooklyn Menace, good morning, man. Thanks for stopping.
Hey, Brooklyn. Good morning.
Brooklyn.
Hey, after the stream, headed over to Garage Gamer. Just put up a new video.
Did he?
Looks like next level. Is that pinball? Next level pinball shop and museum. So definitely check out his new video.
Yeah, definitely check out Garage Gamer. Yeah, Back to the Future 2 and 3. Yeah, they're just the Nintendo. Come on, they dropped the ball. LJN, they were notorious for that. Guys, anything else?
Well, I want to wish everybody a happy New Year.
Yeah. Happy New Year.
Final show of the year.
It is.
Yep. Anybody doing anything for New Year's?
Yeah, nothing crazy.
Yeah.
It's
my brother's birthday.
Probably gonna watch Back to the Future.
There you go. But Jess, you said it's your brother's birthday. When is he?
December 31st.
31st? Okay.
Mm-hmm. So he thinks he always thought the party for New Year's Eve was all for him.
I mean, I would probably do the same thing, turn the big bat, spin it into you somehow.
Quarterdeck, that's because you work out at 2:30 in the morning, man. That's awesome.
I mean, I wish I had that kind of motivation to get up at 2:30. I barely have enough motivation to get up at 5 to go to work.
And that's a gym. Like, I don't know if I know Quarterdeck works out at home too, but
he gets up and goes to the gym.
I think he might actually go. That's hard.
Dedication.
Yes, it is. Oh yeah. Before we sign off, I wanted to show you guys this. I do own the entire Back to the Future trilogy on VHS, but I do have the very first one in shrink wrap still.
Wow, look at you.
And I don't know what this is, but there's a McDonald's sticker on it. So I don't know if this was like a promo at some point. I don't remember them ever giving VHS tapes away in McDonald's.
I got Mr. Mom from McDonald's.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Really?
Mr.
they did do that. McDonald's did do that at one point. They were trying new things.
McDonald's is.
So I didn't get anything from McDonald's except the cholesterol problem.
Except the stomach problems.
So I go get McDonald's.
Bleeding ulcer.
Yeah.
Yesterday morning, I order a bacon, egg, and cheese bagel. I get it home. It's a sausage instead of the bacon.
Oh no!
Scumbag.
Oh man.
Scumbag.
Yeah.
And the steak, egg, and cheese one is so much more expensive too. How'd they get away with that, Phil? That's ridiculous.
That's unbelievable. Every time Joe Pesci would warn you, never go through drive-through.
No, they
they
do something to you at the drive-through.
Foul it all up.
Oh man.
Thanks, Serge. Yeah, Ralph, that was the first scumbag of the episode, an hour and 50 minutes in.
You ever notice on the sausages from McDonald's, every time you eat them, every single sausage has one piece of grizzle?
No. I have gotten away from that.
Like a bone fragment or something.
Yeah, like a
Jesse, it has been decades since that has happened to me. That's a turn. Like, you don't want to.
Really?
Yes.
Every time. I get it every time.
I don't eat sausage from McDonald's.
I am so
god awful.
If you guys go to Denny's once in a while, like the sausage links at Denny's are unbelievable.
Yeah, I love sausage, but
me too.
McDonald's, I don't know what that. Like a piece of
I
finger
like
or something.
McDonald's sausage. Maybe I'm
It's
weird.
Jersey sausage.
It's just a Jersey thing.
It could be.
Bacon has to be completely crispy for me. So like I am so if I can make bacon better at home, there's a problem.
And you probably can.
Yeah.
So a lot of times, depending on those restaurants, it's the deciding factor if you go for the sausage or the this sounds bad, or the bacon. So
but man, I know how it is, Phil, when you're craving that steak, egg, and cheese, man.
The bacon, egg, and cheese.
No,
The
you
bacon, egg,
wanted the bacon, egg, and cheese.
Oh, it's the best.
Oh, it's
Along
not
with
the Canadian
sausage
bacon, right?
McMuffin with egg.
Regular bacon.
Goofy Foot's going to
Goofy
McDonald's.
one piece. You got a good one.
Heading over there right now, folks.
Yeah, I might be a McDonald's day.
The
Yeah, that does
grizzle.
sound pretty good now.
Yeah.
The grizzle.
Grizzle separates man from the boys.
Zohar, when I come out to California, we're going to In-N-Out together. That'll be awesome.
What do you say? Ask for oink style. Oh, geez. All right, everybody. Well, thank you for stopping by and hanging out for the last couple hours. Thumper Squid, I think email me. I think he said he did. And Phil, who won Batman? Was that Johnny Blaze, right?
Johnny Blaze.
You have his information.
Yep, it's going to be a meetup in SoCal. So.
Oh, you're gonna hang on to everything.
I'm going out to California with some stuff because we're
gonna have quite the carry on, huh?
Yeah, we might have to bring two. Got to bring plenty of cameras and stuff too. It's gonna be nonstop walking.
And when are you doing this? March.
It's February. It's either the 17th through 24th or 18th through 24th. I can't pinpoint. February 17th through 24th. So that'd be cool. Disneyland, Universal, get it all in.
Get it all. Very fun. All right, everybody. Well, thank you all again.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
See you here, same time, next Saturday.
Thanks for watching, guys. Happy New Year.
Sit, Ubu, sit. Good dog.